The Legend of the Demons in the Late Night Bistro. Chapter 1. The door can be robbed during the day. In the center of the bustling city, there is an extremely inconspicuous tavern, Late Night Bistro. The sign says late night, but it opens during the day and the business is deserted. The empty tables and chairs in the tavern, and the dusty wooden bar counter, seem to be out of place with the brightly lit streets outside. The owner, Shen, was a weak-looking man, wearing a light purple gown, and his eyebrows hid a depth that did not belong to mortals. He always smiled indifferently and said, "The business here only starts to be really lively late at night." In daylight, this sentence sounds crazy. Chapter 2. The night is falling, and the demons gather. Sure enough, late at night, the door of the tavern opened gently, and all kinds of demons and monsters quietly entered. This is the most hidden corner of the world of women, attracting the most bizarre beings in the world. Under the jade blue light and shadow, the purple flame lady, who had been favored by the queen for 10 years, shook the red wine glass and coquettishly pointed at the weak young man with dull eyes beside her. Loyally, the struggle in the back house is like a battlefield, and the weak can only be trampled underfoot. Remember, weakness is not your sin, it is your weapon. You have to learn how to draw your sword silently. Next to him, the Omega cloud that was pouring vodka was holding a little beauty, and roared in a low voice, "Little thing, don't think that this world is as gentle as water, this is the territory of wolves, and only those who dare to bite can get out alive." Chapter 3. The undercurrent of the back house is surging. Loyally, a weak young man, has a special status, not only being favored by the queen, but also being a bargaining chip for many forces in the back house. Beneath his weak exterior lies an unknown sharp scheming. He is the face of the tavern during the day and a pawn in the Game of Thrones at night. The customers in the tavern are all ghostly, including witches who seek revenge because of love-hate entanglements, werewolves in human skin, and assassins who secretly plan revenge. Here, there are no absolute friends, only a brief exchange of interests. Chapter 4. Shen's secret. Shen is not an ordinary person, he has the mysterious power to read people's hearts. For many years, he silently guarded the tavern and became an outlet for the emotions of all forces. He likes to observe the joys and sorrows of these demons, and occasionally mediates a struggle to temporarily calm the chaos. But his past is a mystery that even he doesn't want to look back on. Chapter 5. The beast is out of the cage, betrayal and conspiracy. One night, a werewolf named Red Flame broke into the tavern and brought shocking news. There was a dark force hidden behind the queen, ready to overthrow the existing female order and control the entire back house. As soon as the news came out, the entire tavern fell into tension. Loyally was forced to stand in line, and Shen was forced to appear and compete with Xian in secret. Behind this conspiracy, there is a huge secret that is related to the fate of the entire feminine world. Chapter 6. The scheme in the red wine glass. Purple Flame Niang picked up the glass of red wine with a dark red luster and said coldly, "This fight is not only a contest of power, but also a test of the soul. Loyally, you are still young, don't forget, you can hide a knife under a weak coat." A hint of determination flashed in Loyally's eyes. He knew that only by thoroughly mastering the rules of this game could he live his true self. Shen silently watched all this from the sidelines, secretly planning how to protect this chaos. Chapter 7. Bizarre counterattack. The order of the feminine world is challenged, and the late-night tavern becomes the last safe haven. All kinds of demons tried their best, mixing magic, trickery and the game of people's hearts, and launched a series of bizarre duels. The red flame werewolf troops roared in the night, the purple flame Niang performed ancient illusions, and Shen telepathically captured hostility. This is a silent war and a dance of the soul. Chapter 8. Truth and Redemption. As the mystery unravels, Shen's past comes to light. He was originally an exiled ancient soul, guarding the balance of this troubled world. In the final duel, Shen used his life force to seal the dark forces, but at the cost of losing his memory and becoming immortal. Loyally and Purple Flame Niang teamed up to continue to protect the tavern, so that the magic of the late night would continue to circulate. Chapter 9. The Eternity of the Late Night. The tavern returned to calm and the lighting was soft. Shen sat at the bar, smiling and watching everything. Although he couldn't remember the past, he still felt that responsibility in the depths of his soul. Loyally clenched her wine glass and said softly, "This is our home, and it is also the eternal legend of the demons." The night outside the window is like ink, and the story of the late-night tavern has just begun. Chapter 10. The Fog Under the Night. The lights of the tavern late at night are still warm, but they are no longer such a simple haven. Since Shen lost his memory, his heart is empty but full of invisible ties. That night, a mysterious woman steps into the tavern, bringing a prelude to a storm. The woman's name is Yinling. She is dressed in a dark purple robe, her eyebrows and eyes are like frost, but she hides an imperceptible sadness. She sat at the bar unhurriedly and said softly to Shen, "I'm looking for not only you, but also all the secrets in this tavern." Shen raised his eyes, and a trace of vigilance and anticipation flashed in his pupils. At this moment, the fog covered the tavern again, and those long-sealed past events seemed to be reawakened. Yinling held an old ring in her hand, which was the only testimony to her past relationship with Shen Chen. She revealed that the remnants of the dark forces have not yet been completely eradicated, and they are ready to make a comeback. Shen Chen's heart fluctuated, although he lost his memory, but his sense of mission to protect this land was still deeply buried in his body. He decides to join forces with Silver Feather to reintegrate the tavern's power for the impending crisis. Chapter 11 The Alliance in the Shadows. Silverling brings several former allies, the mysterious Night Song assassin Bai Mo, the ruthless illusionist Su Man, and the physician Lin Wu, who masters ancient secret methods. They meet in the tavern's secret room to discuss how to stop the revival of the dark forces. However, there were also restless voices inside the tavern. Luo Li showed abnormal indifference and alienation, which made Xian Niang wary. It turned out that the secrets hidden in Luo Li were more complex than anyone thought. He was not only a pawn in the back house, but also a lurker of dark forces. This alliance is not only against foreign enemies, but also a game of internal trust and betrayal. Chapter 12 Between Reality and Reality. As the investigation deepened, Yinling and Shen Chen discovered that the dark forces used ancient forbidden techniques to create illusions to confuse people's hearts, making it difficult to distinguish between enemies and friends. One night, Yinling was attacked by a phantom in the basement of the tavern and was on the verge of death. Shen Chen woke her up telepathically, and the two fought against illusion side by side, revealing the truth about the control of the dark forces. At this time, Luo Li's true face gradually emerged, and his heart was eroded by darkness and fell into the abyss of love and hate. Chapter 13 Bloody Dance. The tavern becomes a battleground for a bloody ball. The puppets of the dark forces have broken in, bringing endless chaos and destruction. Shen Chen and Yinling led their allies, using ancient spells and modern tactics to fight to the death. The duel between Purple Flame Niang and Luo Li is full of tension and tragedy, the master and apprentice of the past, the opponent of today. Luo Li struggled internally and finally chose to redeem herself in a duel and betrayed the dark forces. This bloody dance is a carnival of the end and a prelude to new life. Chapter 14 The Night of Rebirth. After the battle, the tavern was devastated, and everyone was tired but hopeful. Shen Chen regained part of his memory and understood that he was not only a guardian, but also the key to this reincarnation of light and darkness. Yinling decided to stay and run this no longer peaceful tavern with Shen Chen. Luo Li chose to travel far away to find her own way to atone for her sins. The late-night bistro has been reborn after the storm and has become the home of the souls of the demons, continuing to witness the bits and pieces of this bizarre world. Chapter 15 The Truth in the Depths of the Fog. The rebuilding late-night tavern is still full of mystery. One night, Shen Chen found a record in an ancient book in the corner of the tavern that the place where the tavern was located was once the center of ancient mysterious rituals, and a force beyond mortal cognition was sealed here. It is this force that has attracted countless demons and monsters, and has also become the target of the dark forces. After discussing with Shen Chen, Yinling decided that they must find the ancient sealing secret key in order to completely eradicate the dark forces and protect this tavern and all the souls living in it. Chapter 16 The Journey of the Secret Key. Shen Chen, Yinling, Bai Mo, Su Man, and Lin Wu formed an expedition team and embarked on a journey to find the secret key. On the way, they encounter strange illusions and powerful guardian beasts, testing their faith and wisdom. Inside an abandoned temple, the team faces their biggest test: each other's inner fears and the reappearance of past mistakes. Only by facing yourself can you solve the mystery of the seal. Chapter 17 Jedi Strikes Back. When the secret key is unlocked, the dark forces launch a final attack, trying to seize power and turn the tide. Shen Chen and his party return to the tavern to welcome the decisive battle. After a fierce battle of intertwined light and shadow, spells and hand-to-hand combat, everyone worked together to seal the source of the dark forces. Shen Chen sacrificed his soul to guard the sealed door in exchange for peace between the tavern and the world. Chapter 18 The Eternal Guardian. The tavern returned to calm, but Shen Chen became part of the seal, guarding the mysterious power forever. Yinling took over his heavy responsibility and led the demons to continue to protect this fantasy land. Lori returns from a long journey, with the determination to atone for her sins and rebirth, and becomes the guard of the tavern, guarding the place that once made him lost and reborn. Finale. The late-night tavern has become a legend, not only a gathering place for demons, but also a sacred place where light and darkness intertwine. It tells stories of love, betrayal, redemption, and eternal protection that will continue to live on through time. Postscript. This is a story about how the weak use wisdom and courage to reverse their fate. In this bizarre world, every soul has its own battlefield and redemption. The late-night tavern has witnessed all this and has become a harbor for countless demonic souls. May you and I find our own light in the night.